Hi everyone, and welcome to the 7th episode of the TAG1 Any% Restricted tutorial, where we tackle everything that's left after you reach this bridge. Not much to say this time, so let's start right away. Firstly, I'll let you know that in this bridge there is a double D-blade opportunity, so if you want to go for it, try to keep track of your ammo before you get here and plan ahead. A regular double D-blade would usually cost you 100 plasma, since a single D-blade costs 50, but if you have less than 100 and more than 66, the first D-blade fires and the second D-blade not only fires, but doesn't consume any ammunition. This means that a double D-blade with at least 75 plasma would give you both D-blades and another ballista shot afterwards. You could achieve this with 125 plasma, but I can't make that happen without stopping to get more ammo along the way. If you're curious, I tend to have 40 plasma by the time I enter this door, and after the D-blade I have 30 left for another boost. Now on to the fight itself. I'll show you how it looks like first. If you decide not to do the double D-blade, it's still worth it to shoot a single D-blade through those two tyrants, as it's practically free damage. Secondly, the zombie here that I used to eat hook decides at random whether to spawn here or all the way over there. Ideally we would hook off of him, but if the RNG isn't in our favor, we have the spare plasma so we don't lose too much time. When you do make it to the bridge, you can do something here called Energy Shield Vacation, or ESV for short. Open up shield, punch, and swap to another weapon as you keep holding down the mod button, and you'll be able to fire the SSG while being protected by the shield, making it much easier to deal with a Doom Hunter. Current patch runners cannot do this trick unfortunately, so instead, simply lead with a blood punch instead of shooting first. The guaranteed falter will give you enough time to burst him down. After he gets off his sled, make sure you wait for the faraway carcass to release his shield so that you can avoid recreating this 3-year-old clip.
Wait! Carcass!
It makes for a memorable moment, but it also makes for a very slow bridge fight. The reason why we worry about the far carcass in particular is that he's out of range for the BFG tendrils that would stun him once they connect and break the shield. It's for the same reason why this carcass isn't an issue. His shield gets deleted by the BFG stun. Last thing about the BFG is that you should try not to shoot it directly in the center there. It's about as rare as the shield block, but if you aim it correctly, you can actually have the BFG destroy the Bloodmaker's armor and headshot it. Then the ammo can despawn by the time you've gotten there. Just remember to shoot the BFG after the shield is up, and not there, but to the side. Then all that's left is slob the tyrant until you've run out of rockets. Then if he's still alive, kill the Bloodmaker before you get back to killing him, since the Bloodmaker can actually regain his armor if he's left alone for long enough. Last but not least, this Doom Hunter, off his sled and having completely finished his animation, can sometimes survive the BFG. When he does, he's usually 1 or 2 PB shots away from death, so just give him a quick snipe before you go. And that's the fight! After you're done here, you have 2 rooms you could go to, and we choose to go to the left in order to do this. We call this short-circuiting the fight. Since the condition to clear the arena is to leave none alive, if we kill the entirety of the first wave before the second wave arrives, the arena ends prematurely. All it takes in this case is a single BFG. Just when you're shooting it, be careful once again, because these leaves have collision. Now that you're up here, you can make it to that breakable wall with 2 more boosts like so. Then 2 more boosts over to the door, while making sure you grab this BFG right over here. I like to use this line on the floor as a guide to keep me centered and on the path to the pickup. Before we enter Samur, there are a few things to say. Samur is a bit difficult to practice. The fight's 5 phases are all relatively simple, with all the things that are slightly tricky happening in the transitions between phases. Your best bet for getting this guy down is resetting mission and coming back here, either by teleport or by no-clip like so. Additionally, both the first and last phases are different between earlier and later patches, so for phase 1, let's go over the lower patch method first. The game spawns Samur before we gain control of the Slayer to maintain smoothness between gameplay and cutscene. However, this means Samur is able to teleport away much earlier. We reload the checkpoint as soon as we enter to spawn before Samur and have more time to deal damage before he starts running. Similarly to how we hold Ballista at the end of Blood Swamps to start Holt with it in hand, we hold Chain Gun before interacting with this door to hold it when we skip the cutscene. Then, after the reload, immediately ESV, climb the platform, and start punch swapping SSG. If you wait until the peak of your first jump before jumping again, you can skip mantling here. Also, if something goes wrong, don't use your ballista ammo, just go up to him and SSG again. You'll need the plasma for the second phase. If you find the ESV difficult, you can do this instead. Current patch does the same strats but slightly differently. Instead of the ESV, you can just go up there and punch swap without it, like so. As for the backup, the rockets deal less damage to Samur in current patch, so instead of killing him instantly, you shoot the rockets until he teleports away and camp the spot he goes to, which is this circle right here. I don't know what it is about this strat that makes him teleport here consistently, but it's very convenient for us. I'll do it 3 times in a row just to show you how consistent it is. The second phase would be something like this. I like to use these dots up here as a visual lineup for the grenades, but it's pretty lenient regardless. I've gotten runs where I threw them from somewhere else entirely and it still worked because I get teleported up to the platform regardless. If you didn't get the grenades right and the double D-blade didn't kill the Mank, focus on the spirit and slob the Mank later. If it repossesses, you'll just lose control of the fight. If you don't go for the double D-blade, a single D-blade and rockets take care of the rest. Just look up when you're locking onto the Hell Knight. He's fast enough to sometimes dodge the rockets entirely if you don't. If you're willing to let go of a BFG in the last phase, it's also possible to do this. If you do this, make sure you're killing the spirit that is trying to possess the Mancubus, as he has a lot more health. Current patch should not go for this, as the last phase BFG is too powerful to ignore and trivializes a much harder part of the fight. Once both of the spirits are dead, we are on to phase 3. This one is a genuine auto-scroller. There is nothing to do here other than to wait for the 1-minute timer to pass by. This is a good opportunity to glory kill if you need a blood punch, or play the only minigame in Doom Eternal speedrunning, where you try to do this. The rules are simple. Every time you pass through the teleporter and make it smoothly to the other one, you get a point. Mantling on the teleporter, dashing at any point, or falling to the floor before entering the teleporter resets the point counter. However, dashes and mantles are useful for resetting yourself in case you know you're not going to make it. 3 pro tips before we go back to the run. Don't rely on double jumps. If you need them to make it to the other teleporter, you don't have enough speed. Secondly, don't expect the teleporter to let you keep your momentum just because you went through it. Positioning is a bit precise with this one. Last but not least, don't use the weapon wheel to yeet hook, as it actually loses time. Current portal record, the mini game, not the game, is 12 by Geeknob. Okay, on to phase 4. Wait until you get the checkpoint and reload it immediately. Once it's loaded, go to the platform in front, throw down a grenade, and SSG punch swap Samur to death. Also important, if you reload the checkpoint, the game will not give you Hot Swapper until you switch weapons. If you hold the SSG before reloading and then don't remind the game to return your Hot Swapper, your punch swaps are going to look like this. I hold a different weapon before reloading, but it's possible to save it if you hold SSG by simply remembering to swap away and back to it. After Samur dies here, the patch discrepancies return, so here's phase 5, the lower patch wave first. Deblading this pain from far away makes the timing more lenient, so just aim it well and shoot slightly after the screen starts fading to black. BFG the pain, cancel the cooldown with a chainsaw, and one more SSG to kill him. Then the Dread Knight just gets hit with rockets. Blood punches do a lot of damage to him, but they're not very consistent on this patch. Failed blood punches are an annoyingly easy way to lose time, so just save it for the times that he rushes you. Current patch would instead do something like this. In patch 6.0, the respawn timers for this Pain and Dread Knight changed from 4 seconds to 10. A time window that barely lets you catch a single spirit with this strat now allows for both spirits to die before they get to possess anything. And with that, we've reached the end of the run. If you have any questions, you can always catch me on the Modern Doom speedrunning Discord. I'm always happy to help. Good luck with your runs, and I hope to see you on the leaderboards one day. Thank you very much for watching. See ya!